Well, this couldn't have come at a better time. I'm in the middle of painting these things. The only roller I had spare was this. So my top coats were going to go on with this thing. But we get to test out this roller. What is going on, guys? Phil here from Phil's Craft Corner. As you guys have seen, I'm doing a little bit of painting and this roller has arrived. This is from Rollingdog. They messaged me a few weeks ago. They wanted to send me a roller for testing and see how it does, and they wanted me to make a video on it. I replied and said, yes, I will make a video, but I'm going to go over all of the good points, all of the bad points, any issues, any problems, and go over everything if there's any problems. They said, that's fine, we want somebody professional.
To professionalism!
To review our product, to make sure it's tested properly, and yeah, so they sent this, and I'm going to give it a good test, and it should be pretty good. So there's 5 pieces in here, so we're going to open it up, we're going to see how it is. I'm guessing it's 4 sleeves and the roller from the picture. It's only a 2-inch roller, so yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so this is the box. This is the Rollingdog Elite Performance Paint Kit series. They do all kinds of stuff in this. With this though, it's got a special roller sleeve. It's concaved on the inside, and that stops it leaving streaks on the edge apparently. They do the extension pole. It says secure click tapered fit. So where this little hole is, you can just push their extension pole in that. I don't have one of them. If these do well, then I might order one in the future. But I've got plenty of extension poles for my big rollers, so this is going to be for skating boards and doors and things like that. That's pretty much what you want these for. So let's get in. Let's see. My little knife here that I use to open my paint tubs. That should do for cutting open this. Maybe. I'm using a new camera. I don't know if you guys have noticed, so still getting used to that. Right, so you get your little 2-inch roller. Feels quite nice. It's a rubberized grip. It's a bit spongy at the top there, but that's good. That's for clicking onto your paint tray edge, which, can I get that in the shot there? So, you know, just like so when you're on a ladder or something like that. Then these are the foam rollers. It is a little bit concaved. It's not massively concaved. Try and get that on the camera for you. So that's flat, and then you can see it dips down in the center. So pretty good. So yeah, I was right. There's nothing else in there. You got 4 sleeves, 4 foam sleeves, and the roller handle. So I'll need one of these. Just can go back in the box. Well, went on nice and easy. Rolls nice and easy. It's got a nice grip of the sleeve, so it's not going to slide off on you. It takes a bit of pressure, so that's alright, it's good. So these are the other sleeves. I'm going to get a foam sleeve for that, so just give me a second. This is what that set's from. So that's what this sleeve's from. So I'm going to use one of these sleeves. This is just a B&M special 17-piece for £10 set. And in comparison, this 5-piece set is £12.99 on Amazon. So yeah, big difference in price. So this is the 4-inch roller that I have with the foam roller on. Rattles around, sounds horrible. This one still rattles, but it doesn't sound as bad. This has got just a generic plastic handle, which doesn't feel nice at all. This feels pretty good in the hand. It's nice and comfy. Handle size for grip wise, it's about the same. I think this one's a little bit chunkier than this one. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes fatigue wise. This one is a bit more ergonomic. The roundness of these edges feel a little bit better. This is just plastic, and this has got the orange bit's plastic and the rest is rubber, so feels alright. The ends, this whole is much bigger than this hole for the extender to fit in there. Like, I can't fit my thumb in that one. But yeah, so I'm going to finish painting these. I'm not using gloss for this bit because these aren't being glossed. I'm using the paints here. It's Wix Trade Ultra Matte White. Levels off nicely. That's what I'm going to use for these, but I've got a door that way that needs painting, and I'm going to use some eggshell oil-based paint. You're supposed to be able to use this with water-based and oil-based, so I'm going to try both of them. I've got some water-based gloss, so on that door to the left, I'm going to mask it off in 4 sections. We're going to have oil-based eggshell and oil-based gloss with this one, and then on this one we're going to have the same eggshell water-based. And we're going to see if that concave edge on this one, so it's got a concave edge on that side and a bit of a concave edge on this side too, rather than just the rounded bit here. I'm going to see if that makes any difference, how well it holds paint, whether it drips, etc, etc. But first I'm going to get these bits painted. I'll try and get a decent view with the camera kind of that way, so I can actually get in and work, and then yeah, we'll go from there. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're set up here. I'm just going to paint these two for now first. One with the Rollingdogs and then one with the generic foam roller. Like I say, this isn't what foam rollers are for. These are more for gloss work, which is what I'm going to do on the door that you still can't see. It's just up there. Then I'm going to test both of them. So it does load up really well actually. That edge is supposed to go into the concave bit and stop you getting paint everywhere, so we'll see. Rolls off nicely anyway, that's always a good start. Apologies if I get out of shot. Like I say, this is a new camera, new setup, new things to get used to. So far, it's quite good. The squeeze out isn't that bad, so we'll see. It's just how I paint these. I get messy. I just almost ruined my top, so something to note. So let's do the top. Let me just do one roll. There is a little bit on that edge there, but that's obviously just one thick blob without rolling it around, so let's just go from there. That went quite nice actually, it was alright. Yeah, it's nice and even. Lovely even coat on there. No stripes in the middle for where it overlaps. Let's try the generic roller. This one doesn't quite load up as nice, it's gone lumpy on the centre. Got some cobwebs or sawdust or something. It's not spreading out across the roller that well. Try and get that there. It still hasn't, even after that. 1 second. Yeah, that doesn't load up as well. It stays pretty much like that. even after putting quite a bit of pressure on to try and unload it. Doesn't do too bad on the edges. So this is not the type of paint that these are for. These are for a gloss paint. This is a matte emulsion. Normally I'd use a microfiber roller. They give me the best results for this kind of stuff, but I'm testing out the foam ones. Might as well see if they can cope with things that they're not supposed to be used for, and then if they do, then makes them better, right? Right, now for the front. Let me show you my weighing scales. It's flicked out from over the tray with me trying to stop that one being so thick with paint. Yeah, awesome. I'll clean that up in a bit, because I've got to go so violently to try and unload all this excess paint, which it isn't taking off. The Rollingdog did, that was perfectly fine, unloading the excess off. Oh, it was unfair, wasn't it? It wasn't just one stripe. Yeah, it's not too bad, about the same. This one is done. Alright, there's a few more bubbles in this one. Hopefully those bubbles come out, and it put quite a bit of excess on the top here. Which is a little bit annoying, and on the bottom. The Rollingdog. Whoop. Didn't do that. That was perfectly fine. There's no excess on the top. No excess on the bottom. So we'll see how they dry. We'll have a look when they dry. I will use the Rollingdog for the smaller pieces. Then we'll get on to the doors as well. So I'm going to leave these two pieces to dry from the first one. I'll get the rest of the pieces painted and then I'll come back. So these are all dry now. This was the Rollingdog one. I don't know how well you can see this. You still see some of the brush marks underneath. It needs a second coat. Couple of little stipples on here from me not cleaning the paint out properly when I poured it into the tray, but that's alright. A little light sand's going to get that gone. Feels nice and smooth. It looks pretty decent. The edge is pretty good. Oh, there's still a wet bit there. Must have had a big blob. Yeah, it feels really smooth. The edges are pretty good. Like I say, the second coat is going to have that pretty much perfect. The standard roller is still okay. I don't know if you can catch this, but because it went on so thick, you can't see the paintbrush lines in this because it went on that thick. But you get this orange peel kind of effect. And you can catch that on the camera. I can also tell from here and here. Can you see that bit there right in front of my finger where the bubbles were, and then bubbles have popped? It still feels fairly smooth, a little light sand, and it'll be okay. But if the second coat goes on that thick again, it's going to take ages to dry, and it's going to be too thick to fit in the slot there. I'm going to continue using the Rollingdog for the rest of it, see how it feels. It's quite nice to hold, quite nice to use. Like I say, it doesn't rattle around as much as the other one when you're trying to use it, so it does feel a bit more sturdy. But for something like this, small things, it's absolutely perfect. So I'm going to crack on, I'm going to get these finished, and then we're going to test it out on the door. Okay, so I lost a bit of footage here, but basically I did 2 coats of the water-based and then 2 coats of the oil-based eggshell. And then in a minute I'm just going to compare the 4 results and show you what they look like. Alright, so all of these are all dry now, they're all ready to go. The eggshells are much better because it's a thicker paint. I've gone over, I've given these a bit of a feel, see how smooth they are. This one is probably my favourite one. It's nice and smooth. Obviously it needs a second coat to be more opaque. It's a little bit see-through still because it's quite a thin coat. It gives a nice thin layer. The difference on the edge there is basically none. This one, it does feel fairly smooth, but it still feels a bit tacky because it's gone on so much thicker than this one. It still needs a second coat to smooth it all off properly and make sure you've not missed anything, so you're not gaining anything for how much thicker this has gone on, apart from a bit of orange peel. And I can feel these bits where it's raised on the edge there. Again, the Rollingdog side is nice and smooth. The standard with a water-based gloss, this feels really rough because of how many bubbles were in there and how much stippling there was. There we go, managed to get the masking tape off in the middle. So again, I can't feel that one. I can definitely feel the difference there. There's like a raised lip, and like I say, the smoothness of this is just non-existent. So preferred finish one is this Rollingdog one, then the standard with the eggshell, because the eggshell paint levels off nicely. It's gone okay, but it's too thick. You can kind of feel it's gone on too thick, and if I did a second coat of that, it'd be really thick and getting around edges of door casings like so. You're going to have to start planing doors down and things like that because things are going to be too tight, and over time paint gets way too thick. The water-based one, definitely go with the Rollingdog. It's nice and smooth. Definitely does need a second coat. This needs a second coat anyway because it's not perfect, it's still patchy, and with all the bubbles that were in there, it's absolutely horrendous finish. I'd have to sand this back and start again. So I'm going to paint all of this door with the Rollingdog and eggshell because I don't want a door with 4 patches of white on. So it's going to take 2 coats to do the whole door. I'm going to see how it is, how the handle feels after doing 2 coats. You don't want to do a door or anything this size. It's more for around edges, like the architrave here. Instead of going along with a brush and getting brush strokes in it, you can go along with a roller and get it nice and smooth. So like I say, I'm taking this to the extreme here by doing the whole door. So I'm going to get the whole door done with the Rollingdog with eggshell, and I'm going to see how it feels, and yeah, that should be a pretty decent test for it. Alright guys, so this is how this door looks finished now. It's absolutely brilliant. I didn't do that on the handle, by the way, that was already there. I need to replace these handles to make it look better. But yeah, the only thing I can see, if I can pick this up on the camera, is right here, across there and there. You kind of can now point it out, is where the water-based gloss went on, and it wasn't quite as smooth. I didn't sand it down enough, but from a step back, you can't see that at all. It's perfectly fine. Unless you're looking for it, you don't know it's there. So yeah. Took a little bit of a while to get this done, but only being a 2-inch roller is fine. There was no splodgy marks, no drips, no runs, nothing. Absolutely perfect, so really happy with that. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of weeks since I've had this Rollingdog roller, and I'm actually quite impressed with it. I painted that whole door, and I've used it for various other things, like doing skateboards, doing a few bits and pieces, touching up jobs, like trimming down the side of a door. If your door's too tight, you have to trim down the side, you got to touch it up. This is the perfect size to go along that. It doesn't leave any streaks. You can get a couple of coats done very quickly using the quick dry gloss. It went on really well with eggshell. Another thing I was quite impressed about was the sleeve itself. That's where all the impressive bits come on. The handle's pretty decent, but the sleeves themselves, they don't do these in 4 inches. I wish they did, because these are absolutely amazing. I'll let this soak in white spirits for a couple of days because I completely forgot about it, and usually when that happens, the glue that attaches a plastic insert, that goes rotten and it just falls off. It's not happened with this one. Nothing's falling apart. it's still solid, nothing's coming off, and it cleaned up really nicely. The handle is really comfortable to hold. The only thing that's happened with this is the logo's come off with cleaning, and there's a few little scuffs around from using oil-based paints. Usually when you try and clean these kind of things with an oil-based paint, as soon as you touch some white spirits in the oil-based paint, it just gets absolutely everywhere and it's terrible. So yeah, this one cleaned up really nicely. So overall, very impressed with the platform. Very impressed with the sleeves. I wish, like I say, I wish they did them in orange versions. If you've used Rollingdogs before, for any of their products, they do brushes, rollers, roller sleeves from 2-inch. I'm pretty sure they do a 12-inch version. The brushes seem pretty decent from the reviews I've been looking at. If you've used any of their products before, let me know down below, and how's your experience been, because mine's been pretty decent. If you want to pick one up, I will have a special link down below to their Amazon, where you pick this one up, have a look around their shop, pick up any other bits and pieces that you want. Thanks again, Rollingdogs, for sending me this roller. I will use it a lot. I already have, and I will continue to use it because it is pretty decent. And thank you guys for watching this video. As always, I really appreciate you all watching these videos. Every single like, follow, subscribe, all of you, you're all absolutely amazing. Any feedback down below, I always take it into account. I always think about it. I always try and incorporate into some of my videos. So again, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this kind of content, then please hit that subscribe button, follow along, because I will be making more and more videos as we go. I've got quite a few things coming up. I have a new microphone, which is around here. Hopefully the audio is better. I've tested it out. It's very loud, so I need to tweak it a little bit. New video recording equipment to make higher quality videos, and hopefully things will just grow and get better. I've got stuff to do with my CNC coming up. I've got stuff to do with testing other products coming up. And yeah, if you do like it, hit subscribe, follow along, and I'll catch you in the next video.